And to be honest, I'm not even that worried about week one against the Bills because Lamar Jackson has dominated Josh Allen in the regular season. Maybe. What is going on, Ravens flock? My name is Drastic, and I want to welcome you guys back to another video on our YouTube channel, Flocking Ravens. We are only 6 weeks away before we get our first game for the regular season.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You have no idea the feeling that I have going through my body right now, man. This is a dream come true.
Yes, you heard me correct. We are only 6 weeks away from bringing football back into our lives, and I am excited, especially after the way we assembled our team this offseason. Yes, we lost some players. We got rid of some players that were needed to be let go years ago. Brandon Stevens.
Good.
And other players as well. And yes, we brought in some new players, new faces. DeAndre Hopkins, Jair Alexander. All of those, you guys already know who we brought in. And also, we drafted some new players. And that I am very excited to see what they can bring to our team this coming season. I'm talking about from wide receivers, kicker, pass rusher, all that. I am very excited to see what these new young players can offer to this team, okay? And although there is a lot of excitement going into this season, we just got somewhat of bad news. Of course, anytime any player, even a mascot, anybody on the team gets injured, it's never good news, right? And unfortunately, we got some news on a very important player on our team, that player being Isaiah Likely. He went down during practice, during training camp, and it was with a foot injury. We didn't know how bad it was. A lot of people were saying that he just rolled his ankle and whatever. Apparently, it's been reported by Adam Schefter that it's just a foot injury that needs a surgery, that a minor surgery, right? That is going to take up to maybe 6 weeks, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. We don't know for sure, but it's nothing too crazy, right? Bad news because injuries are never good, right? An injury, even if it's a minor injury, you know it could reoccur during practice, a game or whatever. You could re-injure the injury, make it worse, or the same, or whatever, or it could just be a setback. Whatever the case may be, it's never good. You can't just kind of brush it under the rug. But this might, I don't know, I don't want to say it, I don't want it to come out wrong, but this might be a blessing in disguise because I feel like the Ravens always go into the season very comfortable, over comfortable, to where we take way too long to get into rhythm, and we end up losing out of the first 5 games, maybe 2 or 3 games. And then we finally start picking up the rhythm and we start, getting what needs to get done, later on this season. And eventually we do make the playoffs and whatever, but we don't end with the record that we really want to achieve, right? So I feel that Isaiah Likely going down is going to put more pressure on this team. To everybody, pretty much, they have to pull their own weight because going into this season, I truly believe that the Ravens were getting ready to give Isaiah Likely at least 30% of Mark Andrews' load, right? Whoa, that came out wrong. I didn't mean it like that. Pause, right? I feel like they were trying to give Isaiah Likely 30% minimum of Mark Andrews snaps, right? So he was going to see the field more often and maybe even more, right? But minimum, like I said, 30%, because they're trying to see, okay, what can Isaiah Likely offer us? Should we go with him? Should we trade Mark Andrews? Should we re-sign Mark Andrews and maybe trade Isaiah instead? They're not gonna give the whole loads, the whole snaps to Isaiah Likely because they don't want him to put crazy numbers. Because what does that mean? He's gonna outprice himself out of Baltimore, right? So they just wanted to get a feel of, okay, if we do give you more responsibility, can you handle it? Can you stay healthy? Can you always can we count on you like we've counted on Mark Andrews and whatever, right? So they were kind of getting ready, in my opinion, to not move on, but prioritize Isaiah Likely over Mark Andrews this season, right? And this is a chance for Mark Andrews to shut all the noise down about he's washed, he's not reliable, we can't keep depending on him. This is his opportunity to show everybody that he is still that guy. So this needs to kind of motivate the rest of the team to not depend on any player, because we always say this, next man up, right? We need to really live up to that. Next man up, that means Mark Andrews needs to show up. Now, Mark Andrews always shows up during the regular season, so I don't expect anything less. And anybody that's freaking out about this, Isaiah Likely is going to be out possibly at most the first 4 weeks of the regular season. At most, I think, right? There should be no reason to freak out about this, because before Isaiah Likely came into the Ravens, we were doing just fine with Mark Andrews at the tight end position. We were. So there is no reason to freak out about this, right? And one thing we know for sure, Mark Andrews will show up in the regular season. It's in the postseason where we need Mark Andrews to show up. Now, had this happened in the postseason, then I would freak out a little bit more. But I mean, just like Lamar eventually was able to win in the playoffs, I'm hoping that Mark Andrews can also eventually get over that hump and win in the playoffs. And I believe he can. I like that early on, yes, we are going, and it's a good team. It's a playoff team that we're going to be going up against, the Buffalo Bills, right? I like that we're going into this game without Isaiah Likely, because this is not only going to put pressure on our players, but this is also going to put pressure on the coaches. And this is something that I like to see early on in the season. Now, supposedly it's going to take about 6 weeks, maybe less, for Isaiah Likely to come back, so he could possibly make it for week 1, right? Now, I am not a fan of rushing players into the game, and I feel like the Ravens do this all the time. And I feel that Isaiah Likely is a very, like I said from the beginning of the video, he's a key player to this team, to our success, right? Why rush him? It's not like we don't have one of the top 5 tight ends on the team. Mark Andrews, we still have him there. But anyways, that's not here or there. What I'm trying to say is we should not rush Isaiah Likely, because it's not like we don't have other players to replace him. It's not like we don't have other key players to have a successful first 5 weeks, right? We can win the first 5 games easy. We just need our players to lock in. We need our players to pull their own weight, hold themselves accountable. Because it seems like to me, every time our players mess up, no one really holds anyone accountable. The only person that always gets held accountable for mistakes is Lamar. Whether that's the teams, the coaches, the media, I never see any play. I don't want to say I never see. Okay, every now and then, yes, we see a player saying it was on me, this and that in the third. But I'm talking specifically when a player drops a ball that Lamar throws right here, like right on your chest. It should have been a perfect catch, and you decide to drop it. Y'all just let Lamar take the blame and move on. I feel like the locker room is good to feel like it's a family, but I feel like our players are too comfortable. Now, let me explain what I mean when I say like it's too much of a family vibe, right? Because you might be thinking to yourself, you can't have too much of a family vibe. But when it comes to sports, I think you can. Because yes, it's good to always feel like you're amongst family, right? It's not just your teammate, it's not just another player, it's your legit family, right? So you're gonna feel like we have a good bond, a good connection. We want that. And I want that for our players. But I don't want this family bond to go to a point where when somebody drops a pass, you're constantly trying to treat them like family and you're like, oh, it's okay next time, or oh, it's okay, that was on me, knowing that it wasn't on you, it was on the player, right? I think it needs to be okay to tell them that wasn't okay, because I keep hearing on these mic'd up episodes all the time our players telling other players it's okay, we'll get them next time, we'll get them on the second down. And yes, you can't be stuck on the play that you just missed, but don't say it's okay. Y'all gotta cut that out. You guys have to address and say, no, it's not okay. You should have caught it. Next one, you better catch it. The next target that comes your way, you better catch it. But we need to start eliminating this type of conversations where we just keep telling each other it's all right, next time, you did good, you did your best, all these Bible verses. I just feel like our players, not just Lamar, because everybody always only points to Lamar Jackson like he's the only one that needs to be speaking up. No, this goes for everybody, going from our players, our trainers, and our coaches. Everybody has to start holding our players accountable. If somebody messes up, stop telling them it's okay, we'll get them the next time. No, you tell them that wasn't okay. The next target you get, we need to improve. That's a better approach, in my opinion. Because then when you tell them it's okay, we'll get them next time, they just sit back and move on to the next play. Now, of course, we don't want to get stuck on the last play. I get it. But you don't want to make them feel like too comfortable. It's okay to make mistakes. I'm with my family. No, it's not okay. So this is where I think everybody going into week one without Isaiah Likely, even though we have all these other key players to win, everybody needs to pull their part. And to be honest, I'm not even that worried about week one against the Bills because Lamar Jackson has dominated Josh Allen in the regular season. Maybe he lost one game against Josh Allen. I don't know for sure, but I think he might have won majority, like at least 90% of the games that he played against the Bills. Lamar Jackson comes out with a victory. So I'm not that worried about us not having Isaiah Likely in week one. What I'm more worried about is us rushing Isaiah Likely back onto that field and losing him long term, or just making his absence even that much longer because like I said, he could re-injure himself.